Chapter 3. Relaxed Pronunciation. Relaxed pronunciation refers to the informal, conventional style of speech where words and sound are often shortened, simplified, or blended together. Christianity 2016. This type of pronunciation occurs naturally in every speech, particularly in casual or fast-paced conversations. Unlike the cheerful, clear pronunciation typically found in informal settings or language learning environments, relaxed pronunciation tends to prioritize fluency and ease of communication over strict adherence to grammatical or phonetic rules. In relaxed pronunciation, certain sounds may be dropped, syllables reduced, and words contracted, all of which can make the speech sound less formal but more fluid. Native speakers of English often use relaxed pronunciation without being consciously aware of it, which can pose challenges for language learners who are accustomed to hearing of or learning standard or formal version of words and phrase. A. Characteristic of relaxed pronunciation. Relaxed pronunciation is characterized by several common features. Contractions. In relaxed speech, contractions are used frequently. For example, I am becomes you are becomes your, and they have becomes they've. Contractions are a key element of casual spoken English and help to speed up communication. Elision, dropping sounds. Elision occurs when certain sounds, especially consonants, are omitted in speech. For example, in rapid speech, the word going to may be pronounced as gonna and want to become wanna. This reduction of sounds makes the speech faster and more effortless. Assimilation. In assimilation, sounds change to become more similar to neighboring sounds. For instance, handbag is often pronounced as handbag, and casual conversation with the D sound blending into the following B sound. Reduced vowel sounds. The schwa sound A, which is the most common vowel sound in English, is often used in unstressed syllables in relaxed speech. For example, the word about may be pronounced as about, where the first vowel is a schwa. Weak forms of words. Many functions of words, such as prepositions, articles, and auxiliary verbs, have both strong and weak forms. In relaxed pronunciation, the weak forms are commonly used. For example, and may be pronounced as an instead of ain, and can is often pronounced as cane in casual speech. B. Examples of relaxed pronunciation. A. Gonna, going to. I'm gonna go now instead of I'm going to go now. B. Wanna, want to add. Do you wanna come instead of do you want to come? C. Let me or let me. Let me see that instead of let me see that. D. Do not, don't know. I don't know instead of I don't know. A. Gotta, got to. I gotta leave instead of I've got to leave. The examples highlight of relaxed pronunciation often involves compressing words, making them quicker and easier to say in formal situations. C. Importance of relaxed pronunciation in communication. Relaxed pronunciation is an essential part of natural spoken English and plays a key role in helping conversation flow more smoothly. It allows speakers to communicate efficiently, especially in formal settings where speed and ease of communication are more important than clarity or precision. Understanding relationship pronunciation is crucial for non-native speakers because it is commonly used in everyday conversations, movies, TV shows, and even casual business settings. For language learners, being familiar with relationship pronunciation improves listening comprehension and make it easier to follow conversation between native speakers. Additionally, using relationship pronunciation can help learners sound more natural and fluent in casual speech, as it aligns with how English is commonly spoken in real-life situations. 1. Challenge of relationship pronunciation for learners. One of the main challenges of relationship pronunciation is that it can make speech harder to understand, especially for those who are learning English as a second language. Since many sounds are reduced or omitted, learners may find it difficult to recognize familiar words in their relationship forms. For example, a learner might be taught in the phrase, "What are you going to do?" But in conversation, they might hear, "What you gonna do?" which can sound completely different. Furthermore, relationship pronunciation often involves idiomatic expression and colloquialisms that are not commonly found in textbooks. This can make it challenging for learners to keep up with informal everyday English. In conclusion, relationship pronunciation is an integral aspect of conversational English. Characterized by contraction, sound reduction, and the blending of words, while it makes speech more efficient and natural. It can pose challenges for non-native speakers due to the informal nature of this change. Mastering relationship pronunciation, however, is essential for improving both speaking fluency and listening comprehension in real-world English interaction. Familiarity with this aspect of pronunciation helps learners native casual conversation with greater confidence and ease. D. The impact of relationship pronunciation on understanding. Relationship pronunciation can significantly impact the way we understand spoken English, especially in every conversation in fast-paced speech. Speakers often shorten, reduce, or blend sounds to make communication more efficient, while relaxed pronunciation makes conversation flow more smoothly for native speakers. It can also present challenges for listeners, particularly those who are not accustomed to the informal variation of speech. Understanding relaxed pronunciation is crucial for effective communication, but it can also lead to misunderstandings when listeners are unable to identify words or phrases that have been altered. This section explores both the benefits and the difficulties associated with relaxed pronunciation and how it influences comprehension in different contexts. 1. Benefits of relaxed pronunciation in communication. Relaxed pronunciation serves an important function in facilitating faster and more natural communication. In informal conversations, native speakers tend to prioritize fluency over clarity, often skipping or modifying certain sounds to make speaking easier. This is especially helpful in situations where quick responses are needed, such as in casual exchanges or social interaction. Some benefits include improved fluency by reducing the effort needed to pronounce every sound clearly. Relaxed pronunciation allows conversation to progress more quickly and smoothly. Native speakers can exchange information without the interruption of slow, deliberate speech. More natural sound. Relaxed pronunciation helps speakers sound more natural and less formal. In everyday speech, People tend to use contraction, reduced forms, and elisions to align with the relaxed tone of the conversation. For native speakers, this benefits enhance communication, making it more efficient. However, for native speakers or learners, the use of lexical pronunciation can create a barrier to understanding. 2. Challenges of lexical pronunciation for non-native speakers. For non-native speakers, lexical pronunciation can be difficult to follow and understand because it often differs from the clear, formal pronunciation typically taught in language classes. And Fatima and Dewi 2019. The frequent reduction of sounds, use of contraction, and blending of words in relaxed speech can lead to confusion, especially if the listener is unfamiliar with these patterns. Commonly challenges include reduced clarity. Relaxed pronunciation can make it harder to distinguish between words, especially when sounds are dropped or altered. For example, a phrase like "What did you do?" may be pronounced as "What did you do?", which may not be immediately recognizable to a learner. Increased ambiguity. When sounds are reduced or omitted, it can become difficult to understand the exact meaning of a sentence. For instance, phrases like gonna, going to, or wanna, want to can sound unfamiliar and cause confusion if learners expect the full forms. Difficulty with new sounds. Non speakers might also struggle with identifying sounds that are not pronounced in their native speaker. For example, the schwa sound, which is common in reflexive pronunciation, can be hard to detect because it is often unstressed and suitable. 3. The role of content in comprehension. Context plays a crucial role in helping listeners make sense of lexical pronunciation. Even if a listener misses certain sound or words due to elision or contraction, the surrounding words and the general meaning of the conversation can provide clues that aid understanding. For example, if someone says, "I'm gonna head out now," a listener may be able to infer that "gonna" means going to. Based on the context of living, for non-native speakers, learning to rely on context becomes an important skill when dealing with relaxed pronunciation. This involves developing a strong sense of situational awareness and understanding the overall flow of a conversation, even if individual words are unclear. 4. Misunderstanding caused by relaxed pronunciation. Relaxed pronunciation can lead to misunderstanding, particularly when listeners misinterpret reduced forms or blend sounds with other words. Aratusa 2019. Some common examples include contraction confusion. Misunderstanding can arise when contractions are mistaken for different words. For instance, he will might be confused with heel, the back part of a foot, especially if the listener is unfamiliar with the contracted form. Omitted sounds. When sounds are omitted, listeners may struggle to recognize the word. For example, I'm just gonna might sound like "I'm just gonna" with the T sound in just barely audible or missing. This can make it difficult to pierce the meaning of the sentence. Sound blending. When sounds from different words blend together, It can result in new unfamiliar pronunciations. For instance, did you often sound like dita or wata for what are you? These blended forms might be difficult to understand for those who are not accustomed to them. 5. Overcoming challenges of relaxed pronunciation. To overcome the challenges posed by relaxed pronunciation, learners and listeners can develop strategies to improve their comprehension in every conversation. Exposure to real world speech. One of the most effective ways to get comfortable with relaxed pronunciation is through exposure to authentic English speech, such as listening to native speakers in casual settings, watching movies or TV shows, and engaging in conversations. This helps learners familiarize themselves with how words are reduced or altered in informal contexts. Practice listening skills. Focused listening practice can help learners become more attuned to the reduced sounds and patterns of relaxed pronunciation. Engaging in exercise that involve identifying construction, deletions, and weak forms in speech can improve their ability to recognize words even when they are spoken informally. Learning common phrase and construction, understanding the most frequently used construction and reduced forms can greatly enhance comprehension. By familiarizing themselves with phrases like gonna, wanna, gotta, and other common learners will find it easier to understand relaxed speech. Relaxed pronunciation is a natural and common feature of spoken English, especially in informal conversations. While it offers benefits in terms of fluency and ease of communication for native speakers, it can present a significant challenge for non-native speakers. The reduction of sound, construction, and blending of words can make understanding related speech difficult, leading to misunderstanding or confusion. However, by improving listening skills, becoming familiar with common reduced forms, and using context to aid comprehension, non-native speakers can overcome this challenge, mastering related pronunciation is key to understanding real words, English, and engaging in more natural and fluid conversations.